you are less likely to dull out the emotions with an addictive action or behavior. So going to food so you don't deal with the emotion, drinking, sex, pornography.
Hey, I'm Trav. Back in 2010, I got hit hard with chronic fatigue syndrome, only 6 months after starting my new personal training business. I've spent the last 8 years researching and experimenting with my body to help get back to my best and beyond. I'm now sharing my story and my strategies with you so you can get back to living the life you love.
Hey, Trav here, holistic health and lifestyle coach, helping you make your comeback. Today we will discuss how expressing emotions releases pain and energy when you're fighting chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. Now this is really important because holding on to emotions holds on to the pain and stops your body producing as much energy as it should do. So if you can free the emotion, you can release the pain, increase the energy. So here are 4 reasons why you want to be able to express these emotions and 9 ways you can actually release these trapped emotions. So number 1, when you release the emotion, you release the internal tension related to that emotion. So you've probably had a knot in your stomach when you've had to make a decision or you're uncertain about something. You might have felt a pain in the neck when you're just tense and you're just like, Someone's saying something to me and I don't know that I can deal with that right now. Sometimes you might have a sore throat and it's because you want to say something but you're just not ready to, or you're not brave enough to. You're not strong enough to yet, or you don't feel like that. Okay? So release that internal tension, you can release that pain. By releasing these emotions, you allow the muscles to relax more. Alright? A lot of these emotions, they get trapped in your muscles. So you might have heard stories about people who go and get a massage and they might burst into tears or might absolutely lose it laughing. That is because there's emotions trapped in there and they were released. The muscles were released, they were able to relax, all of a sudden that emotion's gone, it's dealt with. Because the body just holds on to these sorts of things. It doesn't necessarily know that it can just release everything. In fact, animals in nature, after some sort of traumatic event, they'll shake that tension out of their body just to get the trapped crap out of their emotional system. Yeah, that's not stuck in their body anymore, it's gone. I've dealt with that trauma, it's done. We hold on to it, just the way we are. So, number 3, expressing these emotions, it frees up the liver. Now the liver in Chinese medicine is the body's emotional processing center. This is where all the emotions are. So if the emotions are getting stuck in there, then your liver is working so much harder to try and process the toxins out of your body, to do its job. It's got so much more going on. So you need to be able to free that liver. You need to be able to free up its potential. So express the emotions, liver starts to work better, that sorts out your blood, your detoxification system, definitely increasing energy and decreasing pain. Number 4. You are less likely to dull out the emotions with an addictive action or behavior. So going to food so you don't deal with the emotion, drinking, sex, pornography, anything that could be taking you away from dealing with whatever that emotion is. Maybe it's just sitting down watching Netflix, binging on Netflix for hours and hours on end. Maybe it's making sure you go out every night so you don't have any time to just sit and be present with what's going on inside your head. Now this is very common. So let's get into the ways to be able to release these emotions. Alright, I've got 9 different ways. Journaling, writing stuff down. You just sit down and you do a brain dump. What's in your head? The first thing that comes to your head, I hate this journaling thing, I don't know why I'm doing it, I hate when people make me do something. This person made me do something. Oh, well, that's interesting. Well, oh, okay. And that's how it works. You just start writing and you see what comes up. And what comes up is whatever comes up, and that is perfectly okay. So just start writing something on paper and see what comes up. Some people will do it in the morning, some people will do it in the night time, some people will do it both. You can find whatever particular time works for you. Now, journaling may not be the right thing for you, but it is something. Number 2 is therapy. Obviously, you go and talk to someone who's trained as a counsellor or a therapist of some description to be able to just discuss these things with. Because often a third person or a third party can be they don't know you or your life or what have you, so they can sit there objectively and just say, oh, okay, that's interesting, what about this, what about this, what about this? I have conversations with my clients like this all the time because I'm not in their life, I'm just looking at their life and listening to how they are talking, alright? And we can deal with stuff because we can actually, there's enough trust there to be able to get it out. And that's why working with a therapist or a counsellor, someone who's trained in that sort of thing, is really a great idea. Number 3, confrontation. Confront someone who you have some sort of an issue with. Obviously, there's going to be some people in your life that you butt heads with. You either walk away and you leave them out of your life, or you confront them because you want them to stay in your life, but you just don't want to be treated that way, or you don't want to treat them that way, or you don't want this thing that is between you guys. So confrontation is just like, hey, can we talk? I've got this thing, you've got this thing, you've said this to me, I've said this to you. Let's just put it out there and let's see if we can get over this. Alright? Express that emotion. You made me feel like this. Okay? Doesn't have to be a confrontation. Doesn't have to be rage involved. You don't have to be a screaming match. It should be a nice, pleasant conversation where you just sit down and say, hey, this is how I feel. It makes me feel really bad. I don't like feeling like this. I don't like this thing that's between us. Simple. Number 4, meditation. You can meditate. You can think about whatever that one particular emotion is that you are dealing with, one particular event, and just sort of hold it in your head and just tell yourself that you want to release that emotion. So you go into that meditation place and you just think about it and what it means to you. And think about, perhaps there's ways that you can let that go. How are you holding on to it? Why are you holding on to it? Is holding on to it serving you? Would it be okay to let it go? Would it be okay to release that emotion? Sometimes meditation is great for that. It's not going to be great for everything and it's not going to be great for everyone, but that's okay. It is a tool. Exercise. Exercise is another great one. By moving your body, you get the body pumping. The body has all these different pumps in the systems. The lymph system, which pumps fluids throughout the body, and toxins can get stuck in there. You have your blood, the oxygen through your blood, your breathing. So many different things. We just get the body moving, we get that pumping, it helps to flush some of that stuff out. The emotions can be just gone that way. It can be gone, especially if you're exercising on a regular basis, and that's why it is so beneficial for everyone. Now, I know with chronic fatigue and fibro you can be limited, but you know what? You just do what you can do. If you don't have a lot of energy, stretching can be great because it's at least getting some movement. I've also mentioned Tai Chi and Qigong, which is really slow and gentle. Okay? I have done lots of that. Again, this gets the body pumping and getting rid of some of that stagnant energy, some stagnant blood, some stagnant oxygen, some stagnant toxicity. Massage. Massage is also a great one. Massage, we're actually getting someone into the muscles. I mentioned that at the start. Someone gets working in there and you can release some of those knots, some of those tension points, and sometimes whatever that thing you were holding on to is just no longer there. You don't even have to think about it, it's just no longer there. And that's why massage is so beneficial for anyone with chronic fatigue and fibro, just because it helps to just move stuff out of the body. Silence in nature is amazing. Go for a walk, unplugged. Phone, you can put it on silent, put it on vibrate if you absolutely have to. You can leave it in the car if you want to. Just be out in nature. Be present to the sounds, the smells, the feeling, the different energy and the vitality of the plants around you that help you feel different. Just being out in nature just allows stuff to release and dissipate. I've mentioned grounding before, where you have your feet in the dirt or on the grass, and that tends to ground out your body, the electrical charge, releasing. Alright, it's all about this releasing thing. Silence in nature is amazing. Nature in general is amazing. So we go on to the next one, which is water. Being immersed in water. Even having a shower can wash some of that stuff away from you. Just wash it off your system. Being in a river or lake or in the ocean, there's an electrical charge to the water too. That helps to take stuff away. It gives you that grounding. It washes away some of that stuff, so you don't have to think about it and it's just gone. For some of the more serious stuff, Number 9 is fantastic. All right, sometimes we have these events, these traumas that are so great, and it's just trying to hold on to them or trying to let go of them can be so difficult. You just want to shout. So you shout, you scream at the top of your lungs, and you let it out. You don't have to be at the top of a cliff screaming at the top of your lungs to get it out. You can do it at home. You can do it in the car. You can do it anywhere. If you don't want someone to look at you funny, I think a great place to do it is in the car with the windows up on the freeway, as long as you're not screaming and closing your eyes and then veering off, because that would be not a good idea. But, you know, if you have to do it at home, maybe screaming into a pillow, shouting at the top of your lungs. Ah! It can be very therapeutic because you're actually releasing it. And sometimes some of us have this problem with anger, trapped anger, frustration. It goes hand in hand with the illness because we're so angry and frustrated because we can't do anything. We can't be who we are. We can't live our lives. That it just makes you want to shout and scream. So do it. It'll let that out. And it'll make you feel better. Now just try something of this today. There's 9 different things in there. Pick one. Try it today. Try it today and then just continue on for the next few months. And keep expressing the emotions that you have. And if you feel like you've expressed all the emotions you can think of, look for other ones. Look for unexpressed or repressed emotions. Something that might have been from a year ago, 5 years ago, from childhood. Often there's events that happened and we were too young to deal with it then, or even think about it then, or we just got so busy that we had to get on with our lives. We didn't really have time to be able to deal with the death of that young one, that failed relationship, that whatever. Or maybe we went to an addiction, so we dulled it out and then we've completely forgotten about it. We buried that, so it's out of the way. Okay? But just explore it. Look at it today. Look at it over the next few months. And just try and continue on expressing these emotions because it will release the pain. It will release your body's energy. It'll allow you to do a little bit more. It'll help you relax. You will feel better. It is tough. Emotional stuff is always tough, but it is absolutely worth it because on the other side, you will feel so much better. Have a go. Let me know how you go in the comments, and as always, I'm going to try and help you as much as I can. If you like this and you want more tips like this, you can grab your free cheat sheet from conquerchronicfatigue.com. The link is in the description. You will get answers to the most common questions that I have been asked on how to recover from chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. Now, this took me years to put together. Tons of research, over $150,000 spent in my own recovery and research courses, all sorts of things to find the answers to these questions. I'm going to give them to you for free because I want to help you get back to your best. So, go make your comeback and we'll talk again soon.